USAID is now getting butchered, and most staff have been ordered to return to the United States. And I will say, if you care about this country, I think you should watch to the end. Right? Almost all geopolitical experts agree that the death of USAID means the end of the American century. And all around the world, you have experts expecting that millions of people will die from preventable disease and hunger because of this. But reportedly, 20 million people will lose access to life-saving HIV medication, and USAID workers predict even more kids will be born HIV positive now. Experts also believe that millions could die from malaria throughout all of Africa, and this is over 100,000 refugees in Thailand are losing access to medical care after several hospitals shut down. And it's also unknown just how many Vietnamese kids will step on old US bombs and become victims of a war that ended 50 years ago without USAID's efforts to eliminate them. Do you know how much is allocated to USAID in the federal budget? $38 billion. Do you know how much that costs you, the taxpayer, every year? About $50 a year. It's less than 1% of the budget. And this, as Elon Musk has called the agency, criminal and radical without evidence. And notably, before they took USAID's website down, you could see where every single dollar was going and why. With some arguing the reason Elon and others would want to take the site down was so they could lie about it and so you wouldn't be able to check. But with all this, I just have to say something really quick, right? This is not a charity or a subsidy. America and these programs, it's not just a big bleeding heart. We do all of this because it's in our own interest. It fights disease before it gets to our borders. It creates new markets for our goods, and it makes people like America. It has created unprecedented soft power and has furthered our interests more than any military action, sanctions package, or tariff ever has. And one of the lessons the World War II generation learned is that people like helpers, and giving people a helping hand, it's a great investment. Right? They didn't do the Marshall Plan because they felt bad for the Germans who were just shooting at them. They did it because they needed a market for their exports. And the end result was that it made America richer and it gave us allies. That's why they created USAID as a bipartisan program. The Myanmar chapter of USAID, that is a Mitch McConnell passion project. The HIV and malaria program, that was President George W. Bush. Tibet human rights, that's Nancy Pelosi. No one loves the Dalai Lama more than Nancy. But now China will very likely fill the place of the United States on the global stage with their Belt and Road Initiative. Right? They will likely pay pennies on the dollar for incredible amounts of goodwill, and in 10 to 20 years, you may look back and say, when did the world start liking communists more than us? And it may very well be this exact moment.